Marhaba, and welcome to the Matrix Green Pill, where real people connect.
Hello and welcome back to the Matrix Green Pill podcast. My name is Namita and today I'm joined by a very special guest. About 89% of the UAE population consists of expats. We know how difficult it is to be away from our loved ones. During pandemic, this distance only became worse. Our guest today, Aimee, co-founder of the Sandpit Greetings Co, wanted to make it easier to connect the people you care about and who care about you the most through unique handmade cards that would instantly put a smile on your loved ones' faces. Let's hear it from Aimee herself on how she thought about this initiative and how her journey has been so far. Aimee, welcome and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
So, Aimee, let's start with you giving us a little background information about yourself and how you ended up here in the UAE.
I'm a HR professional by trade and came to Dubai originally in 2013 on a 12-month international assignment with my then employer. Once that finished, I returned back to the UK and just genuinely missed Dubai. The diversity, the energy, the sunshine, of course. So yeah, I booked a ticket, 2 suitcases, and it's been over 10 years now.
Great, good to know that. And how did this idea come up of starting the Sandpit Greetings Co?
My business partner had always said that having a greeting card platform was what the UAE needed. They obviously exist in other countries. There's quite a few back in our home country in the United Kingdom. And I think just the pandemic just really amplified everyone's feeling of being away from family members, the unreliability of receiving greeting cards and gifts from loved ones, especially here. And we've both got small children as well. So you have that guilt of grandparents not being able to see their children or celebrate those milestones and those moments. And yeah, one morning brought it up as a sort of frustration. And I think within the hour, we had our domain kind of board, the name decided on, Instagram handles and a basic plan. And it just really went from there. So yeah, the Sandpit Greetings Co is about a year old now. We've had a fantastic first year.
I read that you work with a lot of local artists. How do you decide which artists to work with?
This is a tricky one. There are so many factors that we look at and consider, from the general style of the card to the type of occasion, the quality of materials used if it's a handcrafted card, or the printing if it's not. And for us, it's about uniqueness. So not having that replication amongst our artists so that our customers have a wider choice when they're looking to choose their greetings card. Obviously, there's generational preferences in terms of style, and we try to capture that across the broad range of greeting cards that we've got on offer at the Sandpit Greetings Co.
You mentioned uniqueness. So what is so different or unique about these cards?
So many of our cards are personally made by the artists, illustrators, or photographers. For us, it's giving that a little attention to detail. Many of them are limited editions or only exist in a couple of copies, which just adds to that level of personal touch to the recipient. Certainly from our photographer's perspective and the illustrators, they've come from a design background that's really unique to them and how they view the world. And I think that's lovely to capture on the platform. And you'll see it if you visit the website and take a look. There's similar occasions, but the interpretation by the artist is very different. And I love that diversity. And I think that really captures the UAE in its entirety, where we've got a lot of different nationalities all together. And I think that's what the Sandpit Greetings Co is. It's bringing everybody together and having those moments and being able to celebrate those moments.
Okay, so can you walk us through the process when someone orders a card?
Sure. All of our orders are done via our online website. Customers can search for their specific card. They're grouped together based on occasions, or you can search by artist if you have a preferred style. And then it's choosing your preferred delivery date. We can provide and offer same-day delivery, next-day delivery, or if you're a little bit like me and can be forgetful and caught up in day-to-day life, then the future date option is great because you can book it all in and then we'll take care of the rest. For customers who are probably buying more locally, they can choose to receive their card blank, or they can ask for us to add a message, and that message is handwritten on behalf of the customer and then delivered to the recipient. So it's really simple. We've tried to keep it really straightforward, but the personal touches are there along the way. And the team at Sandpit Greetings Co, we take a lot of care in making sure that that gets out to the recipient on time and it's beautifully packaged for them.
I'm sure there would have been some challenges that you faced when you set up this whole initiative. What were those challenges like, and how did you overcome those challenges?
So I think as with any new startup, the key challenge really is managing the costs, which is important to us. So we've kept outsourcing quite minimal and really reliant on myself and my business partner, certainly throughout last year, driving and growing the business. We have some great partnerships with logistics companies there to support us with delivery, who understand our business model and the importance of making sure that that delivery is on time and to the right address. But for the biggest challenge, I think, for what we've started and what's been our main focus for this year and going forwards is reaching our consumer base. So our customers aren't necessarily based here. We're relying on people here to spread information about the Sandpit Greetings Co to their loved ones who are based abroad. And we're relying on that word of mouth at the moment. So a lot of, particularly Chloe, is looking at how we do that international reach and how do we get to those customers that have family members and friends who are based here, that they don't necessarily want to let them know that they're thinking of them and let them in on the secret they're sending them a greetings card, which can be a really nice surprise for a lot of our customers who haven't received anything from loved ones over the past few years. So that's the biggest challenge, is how do we get outside of the UAE and how do we get to those different countries and those different customers to get them aware of what we're offering and then to get them using the service and the business.
I'm sure you would have some valuable tips to give other startup entrepreneurs in terms of setting up their own business in the UAE.
Yeah, I think for me, it's just time and attention. You know, a new business, it needs so much more to help it grow, and you need to nurture it at every step. It's a big change going from sort of a corporate background, which is my past career history, to now being very much hands-on and involved in lots of different areas, and areas that I've probably never worked in or touched on before, but have learned so much. And I think it's not having that fear of the unknown. It's giving that time to understand what's needed by the business and then investing those hours into keeping it on track, keeping it on plan. And when you don't know the answer, asking for help. There's an amazing network of entrepreneurs here, and we've joined some amazing groups that have really helped guide and shape and given us some direction. And then off we go and research it, and we take on that knowledge and then put it into the business. So I think it is time and attention. And if you step back a little bit, it tends to start either not moving, or it slows down, or can come to a standstill. So it's really keeping our foot on the accelerator and pushing forwards with it.
Thank you so much for sharing that. So if I may ask, what are your future goals? What's next for you?
So 2022 is a really exciting year. We are, without giving too much away, we're looking at expanding sort of our product base. So greetings cards, expanding also into gifts. We really believe that the Sandpit Greetings Co can be the marketplace for gifting to loved ones who are based here in the UAE. We obviously started initially with just covering Dubai. We now cover Ras Al Khaimah, Abu Dhabi. We'll expand across the other Emirates as well. For us, it's everything to celebrate those milestones and connecting those families. So at the moment, you know, you have to go to multiple places to get things, and we want to build those partnerships and those collaborations. So the Sandpit Greetings Co is where you need to go and where you can go to do that gifting.
Sounds very exciting. So now we have come to this fun segment of our podcast called the Rapid Fire. So it's our own version of the game show. We're going to just ask you, say, 4 questions, which is going to obviously be like a rapid fire round. So we would like you to say what comes first to your mind after you hear the question. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Great. What is your go-to comfort food?
Pizza.
Weekends in or weekends out?
Weekends in.
Who would be that one guest you would like to invite for dinner cooked by you?
Stephen Fry.
And your favorite book?
So favorite book would be anything by Adele Parks or Ian Rankin.
Perfect. Brilliant. Amazing. And now before we wrap up, we would like to ask you about your green pill moment. That's a big question on the show. If you took the green pill to go back in time and change one thing about your journey, what would it be?
It would have to be having confidence in myself. I think as I've got older, I think women generally tend to undervalue, have a lower self-worth of what we are actually truly capable of. Having started the Sandpit Greetings Co and with everything that's going personally with family, I'm amazed at how much I can achieve if I put my mind to it. And I don't think I was ever really fully aware of that, let's say a decade ago. So for me, I would definitely go back and tell myself that I can do it, because I think we could have done this sooner and it would have been even bigger by now. We'll take each day as it comes, and I know it'll get there eventually. But if I could go back, the Sandpit Greetings Co, I think would have brought a lot more joy to the past few years. And that would have needed some confidence and some self-belief from myself and from my business partner.
Aimee, thank you for sharing your fantastic story with us and for introducing this beautiful initiative which focuses on bringing people closer no matter the distance. I'm sure our audience will thoroughly enjoy this conversation as much as I have. But before we say goodbye, could you please tell our listeners where they can find and follow you?
Sure. So you can visit our website, which is www.thesandpitgreetingsco.com. We are also on Instagram at the Sandpit Greetings Co. And if you have any questions, we'll be happy to help you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thanks again for joining us today, and we wish you all the very best.
Thank you for having us.
If you enjoy our conversations, please like and subscribe. See you next Wednesday.